Hello everyone, I'm here with President-elect Jaclyn Shearer, who has just, this is an exclusive, Jaclyn, you were just elected new president of the Student Government Association of Iona College. So congratulations,
Thank you
first
very
of all.
much.
I wanted to ask you, because you only received like 74.9% of the vote. How did you get to president then?
Well, you need 51% of the vote to be president. However, running unopposed, you would expect that the candidate would get 100% of the vote. However, there were a lot of people who are reluctant to vote for me because of the fact that I will be a junior and not a senior next year, and this is a position traditionally given to seniors.
So it's a big shoes to fill.
Yeah, and another reason that a lot of people did have some hesitations, I'm the current Vice President for Communications on the Student Government Association Executive Board.
What a big title that is.
Yes. But a lot of people had a lot of reservations about how I was appointed to that position. And while I do understand both sides of it and everything like that, being on the e-board, it's kind of one of those things, like, we didn't have a choice, you know. But
Right.
so that was a very interesting reason. And a lot of people did come up to me and tell me why they were not voting for me. So that was interesting.
Really?
And
Like,
then the third,
could you share, like, what some people would say? You don't have
well,
to mention
these are the
names,
reasons.
but-
Yeah, these are the reasons.
Okay.
And then the third reason, the one that I heard the most often, was that people were really concerned about how being a junior and having the relationships that I have with the other members of the future executive board, how I was going to rise above them and be president and, you know, be the boss, you know, when I was very close with some people on the executive board who had more experience even than I did.
So how did you address those concerns when they came up to you?
Well, you know, it's going to be a lot of proving people wrong, I guess, in a way. And obviously, you don't take a position wanting to prove people wrong, but I'm going to have a lot of burdens to overcome. And that's not exclusive to me. It's been every president, even if you get elected by 99% of the vote, there's still that 1% you're going to have to prove wrong. And you can only do that really by doing the job, doing it to the best of your ability, and proving that you don't have those characteristics that they think you have, and proving that their concerns are unfounded.
And you take effect into being president when? When's your official start date?
Well, changing of the guard is the first Thursday of May, which is our SGA meeting where Jess will stand up and the whole executive board will stand up and leave the bench, and then the new executive board will take their place.
You come in, wow.
Yep.
All right, so it's going to be a lot, but you're excited.
I'm so excited, yes.
All right, and that's all that's important. What are your goals as the next president in this club? Because, I know that there are a lot of clubs that voice their concern and say, we don't get the approval that we need to get, and the SGA should be more involved. So how do you want to change that?
One of the things that I'm really pushing for next year is more visibility of SGA and more transparency, because that's the biggest issue that we've had this year, and the biggest issue that I've seen student government have in the past is that people don't understand, the processes we go through and why we make the decisions for approval or for disapproval, or to grant funding or to not grant funding, and things like that. And I think that a lot of this could be, resolved by people understanding, these are the reasons that we do the things we do. These are the processes we have to go through. This is why we can't just approve every event. This is why, we have to put some clubs in bad standing. This is why, when a vacancy on the e-board appears, this is why somebody has to take the place like that. And that's a big thing. Like, people just, people just didn't get the processes and everything like that, and they just didn't understand why we were doing what we were doing, and that caused a lot of anger, not only through the legislature, but also through, the student body in general. So I'm really working for more transparency and more communication with the legislature and the student body as a whole. And I will be starting a blog as soon as I take official position. Detailing what we're up to, showing the student body, a glimpse into the lives of the SGA e-board.
Really? Wow.
So that's
First
one of
time
the big
anyone's ever
issues.
doing that, I guess, right?
Yeah, and I actually saw it from one of my friend's schools was doing it, and I thought, what a good idea.
Keep in contact with everybody
Yeah,
and
exactly.
let them know. What is most important to you as you take this president role? What do you plan to take on as something that's close to you and you really want to change? Anything you really want to change or that's really important?
Well, transparency I've been working on all year, so there's always that. But another thing is, making sure that students have a voice, because we have students that sit on every committee of college council and everything like that. And one concern that we have is they don't feel like they need to be there because they don't feel that their opinions are respected by the committees that they sit on. And sitting on those committees, I definitely understand where they have that feeling. So as president, I think it's going to be my duty to, make sure that they have the voice and make sure that faculty is listening to what they have to say when they're on the committee, so that they're not just there because they need a student representative there, that they're there because people are actually listening to their opinions and people are actually doing what the student body wants, because without a student body there is no college. And we know, and it's a very out of proportion the way the committees are set up, because you'll have 12 to 15 faculty members and staff members, and then 2 student body members. And I think that proportion is just entirely out of whack, and the 2 student body members that are there aren't even being respected. So
Wow.
I'm really gonna, push for.
That's close to your heart
Yes.
to get changed. Okay.
Definitely.
Well, Jaclyn, let's mind everybody that you're only a sophomore right now.
Yes.
Junior next year, so technically you'll still be a sophomore when you're elected. I know you'll be a junior next year, but is this the youngest? Are you the youngest to get elected?
In recent history, I'm not sure. I know in the past, I think 4 years, they've all been seniors. We'd have to look through OSD to
Right.
find out before that. But
Well, I don't know. I
Youngest
tend to
in
think.
a
I mean,
while.
it's a pretty big shoes that you're filling for being only going to be a junior next year.
Well,
So
I
congratulations.
always tell people, at this point, I'm not a sophomore anymore. I'm not a junior next year. I'm the president next year.
She is the president.
That's all
That's
it
right.
is. I'm not. Age doesn't
And
matter.
maybe the president of the United States one day.
Maybe. We'll
Maybe.
see.
Thank you, Jaclyn,
Thank
very
you very
much.
much.
That's our interview with Jaclyn Shearer. I'm Richard Giacovas for ICTV News.